Hello, bunny fans. Welcome to another episode of the Bunny Coach podcast. Are you stuck in Groundhog Day where your rabbit bonding seems to go on forever and ever and ever? Day after day is the same, the bunnies don't seem to be making any progress, and you just feel stuck and are wondering whether it's actually worth the hassle after all. Are they ever going to bond? Or are you anxious about starting because you feel like it's going to take months? Well, what if I told you it was perfectly possible to bond your bunnies in less than a month? It is, if you know what you're doing. But what if you don't know what you're doing? Well, that's where I come in. I have done more than 290 bonds in person, and I have helped over 200 sets of bun parents around the world successfully bond their bunnies with my help. So if you feel like you would like to bond your rabbits faster and not have it just dragging on and on for weeks and weeks or months and months, you need my VIP package. I offer a number of bonding services, but this one is the one where you have the closest contact with me. It's the next best thing to be actually being there beside you, because I walk through it with you every step of the way. Most people who bond with me using my VIP package are well able to bond their bunnies in less than a month, even if they're only doing a couple of hours after work in the evening and longer days at weekends. And why is it so fast? Well, the reason is because you're not spending lots of time doing the wrong thing, going down the rabbit hole, excuse the pun, of doing the wrong thing that isn't working for your bunnies. One of the biggest narratives out online at the moment is that there is just one process that works for all bunnies. And unfortunately, that isn't the case. Every bond is different, every rabbit is different, every owner is different, every setup is different. And your bunny's history individually and also together makes a difference. How you feel about bonding and the time that you have available makes a difference. And the space that you're using makes a difference. It's very common for people to come to me after being told their rabbits are unbondable because a standard method of bonding has failed them. And most of the time, I'm able to help them successfully bond their bunnies. So even if you've had a failed bond or a very difficult bond, your rabbits are aggressive with each other, they've fought before and injured each other, or they just don't seem to get on, or you're terrified of the whole process, I'm sure that I can help you. Tweaking things and changing them around to suit your bunnies, to suit you, and changing things as the bunnies respond to the process and reveal their behaviours makes all the difference between a bond that doesn't work and a successful bond. It also is very common for bun parents to unknowingly slow down the whole thing because they're stepping in at the wrong time. If you step in too early when the rabbits show dominant behaviours to each other, they can't work out their hierarchy and they might not bond at all, or their bond won't be very strong. It is very tempting to feel as though we want them just to be nice to each other, and that as long as we keep things positive and lovely, that everything will be fine and their bond will be great. However, it is super, super, super important to them who is boss. The hierarchy matters to them and has to be sorted out before they can even think about being friends. So in order for a bond to work, you want one who's submissive and one who's dominant, or two bunnies who don't really care very much, but that's rarer. If we step in too late, we risk an injury. So it is a very fine line you're walking with the behaviours. And knowing how to step in also makes a difference, because if you step in the wrong way, you can be giving the rabbits the wrong message by mistake, and that as well can slow things down. So when you work with me in a VIP capacity, we have really close contact. It's a month of support, and every week we touch base on a Zoom call where we discuss the different behaviours, what's going on with your bunnies, whether they're ready to move on, and any issues or concerns that you have. I give you your next step so that you do not have to worry about what's going to happen later on that week, next week, or the week after. I will hold all that in my head for you and just give you bite-sized steps that you can follow and not get overwhelmed. In between the Zoom calls, you have unlimited messaging support with me. So you can message me when you have a question. You can send me videos for me to interpret the behaviours and whether you stepped in at the right time or whether you should handle things differently. Or if you're just having a wobble, I'm really good at talking you down off the ledge. And a lot of bonding is actually having the determination and the motivation to keep going even when it's tough. I can lend you that. If you look at any of my reviews online, you will see that people say that I was really encouraging and that I helped them when they were feeling down about the whole process. I can often see where the bunnies are making progress, whereas you can't see the wood for the trees because you're stuck in the situation. That is very common as well. So I'll be able to tell you, it's okay, they're making progress, or this isn't really working for them, let's change things. So basically what we're doing is tweaking things almost in real time, as if I was doing the bonding myself. And that's why it's faster than doing it yourself or using one of my other services. If things are going well, we can continue down that route. If they're not going well, we'll change them up. I'm really good at thinking outside the box, and that is really why I have such a high success rate, apart from being more stubborn than the bunnies, which we know is a lot. So if you would like to bond your bunnies faster, with less stress, with somebody holding your hand along the way, and not waste any more time doing the wrong thing or spending longer than you need to in bonding, and getting you and your bunnies your happy ever after quicker, the VIP package is for you. I'll drop the link underneath. If you're worried about bunny bonding, whether you haven't started yet and you're anxious about it, which is completely understandable, or you've started and you just don't feel confident that you're reading the behaviours properly or whether the rabbits are making any progress, please do get in touch. There's a link in my show notes to a bonding quiz that you can fill in to tell me exactly what's happening with your bunnies, and I'll send you a personalised email back. Each week I also open a limited amount of spaces for free bonding assessments. These are short 15-minute calls where we can chat through what's happening with your rabbits. This is for you if bonding feels stuck or you have run into issues, you haven't started yet and want to avoid mistakes, you're overwhelmed by conflicting advice online, you're thinking about getting a second or third bunny and wondering if it is a good idea, or you're not sure whether you need support, or if you do, what kind of support would be most helpful for your situation. These are not sales calls. I just know that it can really help to get things off your chest with someone who understands. And if you would like, I can talk you through my available options for you to go away and think about, and then you know where I am if you need me. Absolutely no pressure. I only open a small number of clinic spots each week, so once they're gone, that's it till next week. So grab one quick if you want one. I look forward to chatting bunnies with you. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for listening to the Bunny Coach podcast. I look forward to chatting to you next time.